show.
Coming to you live, it is Justin Woody. To the right of me, I have my friend
Mo, or Mo Butter, and Jose.
Yeah, and all across from him is
Jalen's brother.
And,
Hello.
All right, and today we're just going to pretty much be coming to you guys live talking about some basketball. It's going to be a podcast we get starting. As of now, it's unnamed, but
we'll figure that out eventually. Or not. Maybe it'll just be Untitled Podcast.
Untitled, I like it.
Untitled one.
Untitled Basketball Podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, so I think the best way to get this started is with our top 15 players of all time. Everybody does top 10, but like let's just extend that a bit.
Okay.
So everybody here has made a list, checked it twice, 3 times. We're just going to shoot from the hip with this one. Anyone want to start with number 15?
I actually want to nominate you since everyone, just let everybody know, me and Mo have ours written down, but Jalen does not. So apparently he has it off the top. So you can go 15 all the way to 1 if you like to, and then we'll just pass to the right or left.
No, we'll do 15, 15, 15, and then go up.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so for number 15, I have one Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
My opinion, I think it's really widely considered the 3rd best shooting guard of all time. An amazing two-way player, one of the best guards blocking, incredible offense, great slasher, incredible defense, championship rings, all NBA first teams, all defensive first teams. Wade has it all. So I got him at number 15. Some people might think it's a bit high. But I think his portfolio, not only his accomplishments, as a player, like individually, his numbers, but also team success.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and he's always a great person to have in your team.
Yeah, no, I definitely, no spoilers, but yeah, that makes sense to me. That definitely makes sense to me.
So do you?
I got mine. I'm gonna
go with your
my
15.
15 is gonna be Chauncey Billups. It's a surprise to a lot of people, maybe.
That's a very surprise.
When I make my list, I want to let people know that what matters to me is rings, how you got them, and things like that. I'm also a huge Denver Nuggets fan, and I mean, I have a biased opinion, I believe, but this is my list of my 15. These are the players who I want. I like Big Shot Billups. A lot of people don't know that's him to me. Does he have 2 rings or just 1? I hate it. Only just 1?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's another. But his ring, that just lets you guys know where my list starts for me. If he's 15 and he only has 1 ring, and he's known as Big Shot Billups, he's on SportsCenter constantly. I think he's a great two-way player. Like you said, he got a ring on a team where some might not say they had a big star. Did they have Ben Wallace, was it?
Yeah,
that
Ben
year?
Wallace.
Coming from Virginia, I believe. Yes. He's not going to make my top 15, but I will give it to Big Shot Billups, and that is my number 15 player of all time.
All right. My 15.
Hold on, I guess you want to get spicy very briefly.
Chauncey
Billups. Chauncey Big Shot Billups.
15th greatest player of all time.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well,
wow.
My 15 is going to be Tim Duncan.
That's good. That's 15.
But listen,
all right.
That's so low.
It is.
That is so low.
But he had to be on my list. He is low, but he's a great player. But offensively, he's not the greatest power forward / center that I've seen coming into the game. Yes, he has a great post move, but he doesn't have a long range shot. I know back then when
forward that came out in the late 90s.
He did.
What was he supposed to do?
You're right. He
dominated the league.
He did dominate, but also he only he has 4 rings? But put him on a different team. Put him on a different team.
Only.
What do you get?
Only 4 rings.
You said if you put him on a different team, what does he get?
What do you get if you put him? If you have knowledge of the game and how to run the game, what do you get out of
what I will say to that is I do agree. Say you put Dwayne Wade over where Tim Duncan was. This completely couldn't have whatever.
I don't think.
Listen, say Tim Duncan is the only star on Miami. They wouldn't even been in a position to trade. Maybe they could trade for somebody. I don't know who else was available for free agency that year. Shaq went to Miami, but if Tim Duncan was over there, Eric Spoelstra made it push him to do certain things. But would he have been the type
there at the time?
Well, whoever the coach was, would he have been the type of player Pat Riley? Would he have been the type of player to impose his will on others and make Miami what it is now? Do you think he could have did it for Atlanta Hawks? I mean, that you can kind of all day say it. Like Chauncey Billups, Chauncey Billups could have been hard if he was like.
I understand it's low, but Tim Duncan is not my favorite player.
There you go.
But I think he's a great player.
Let's keep it moving, guys, with a little bit of Jalen's top
Tim Duncan's
14.
the greatest power forward of all time, and he's 15.
Look at Charles Barkley. I think Charles Barkley was a better player than Tim Duncan.
You think Charles Barkley?
I do think that is arguable, but I didn't think Charles Barkley to me doesn't have no rings.
Wasn't Tim Duncan like an all-star his rookie year?
So was Blake Griffin. What are you saying?
I don't know how far this is gonna get. So let's keep it spicy, guys, and let's keep it moving. Jalen, can I get your top? Let me get your number 14.
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley is your number 14.
Yeah, Barkley is 14.
I like that.
Okay.
That's funny.
In my opinion, Barkley is the second greatest scorer of all time, behind Jordan. Barkley was an instant bucket.
He was.
Barkley was an incredible rebounder.
He can push the plays as a big man, and he can grab the rebound and push the pace on offense as your power forward. You didn't see that in that time, in that era, him coming up.
Yeah, no. Barkley, like that MVP was completely warranted because he was just so physically dominant.
Physically, he was a monster.
It's incredible because it was also during an era where the league was dominated by big men, like real big men. The David Robinson,
he was
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Actually a small big man.
Had he stepped out and shot some shots?
He could shoot though.
He could.
Oh, can I not whistle? Should I not whistle? Probably should never whistle.
42 Doug might see you.
Probably should never whistle. Huh?
42 Doug might see you.
Let me give you guys my 14. Okay. Dirk Nowitzki. Okay. That championship means a lot. Now, I don't know about you.
Which one though? Or the one, I'm sorry.
Okay, I respect it. So thank you for blundering. See, people make mistakes. You guys won't know we are drinking, but we don't have a sponsorship yet. Can I say who we're drinking right now?
No.
We are not drinking anything, but it might be some okay, it's cool. Some Doug Weiser. But if we want a sponsor from anybody, hey, Blue Ribbon Army's cool. And if there's a beer that kind of resembled that, hey, they should sponsor us. Might sound with Doug Weiser. But anyway, let's move on. I was saying, number 14, Dirk Nowitzki. That means a lot to me.
Okay.
I'm always sweating. See?
Okay.
I'm always sweating. don't do this. You're trying to. I'm already the people's favorite.
All right, well, you got
Dirk Nowitzki because the championship means a lot. Anybody gets on what?
What he beat?
If anybody gets on a post game and it says, yeah, he's sick, or whatever Dwayne Wade and LeBron did, that's a chip I will put on my shoulder.
I mean, he beat
and that
Kobe,
guy went.
He beat Durant, and he beat.
It was a nice run all the way there. I will get that. That also adds to it. But for me, I think.
But Kobe was in his down years at the time.
I respect that he responded to I respect that he responded to the disrespect, and he really put his team on the back. And shout out Jason Terry for that tattoo of the championship. That nigga wild. You heard about that? You know that?
I did not know.
He got it tatted before.
Yeah, he got a tattoo of the championship on his leg before they even went.
So they had to win.
They had to win.
They had to win.
Yes.
They had to win. My 14 is Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
He did play behind Jordan, but he did play a major role in every single championship.
I respect
Jordan
that.
has won.
I can just see Jalen's mind is thinking, wow, if he's like, he just wants to know what you're basing this off of. If a nigga with 4 rings has that,
he
and
was
5
one of the best small
sixes,
forwards, and he was a point forward. He kind of put that as a position.
Yeah, he kind of was one of the first
You know
guys
what I
to do
mean?
that.
Like,
he was, yeah.
You don't hear a lot of your forwards
What's his build,
running
Jalen?
the point.
How tall is Scotty?
He's about 6'8"?
Yeah,
6'7".
6'8".
6'7". And Jordan was at 6'3", 6'5".
But he could literally do it all.
6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, 6'8", 6'5". But he can literally play defense, get the rebound, move the ball, push the pace, and he can give you a smooth 30, and you wouldn't even know it.
I'll give you that one. That's a good 14.
Yeah, no, Scotty is weird where people rate Scotty because some people view him as just Jordan's sidekick.
He's not just Jordan.
But
He was Jordan's number 2. Yeah, Jordan was the number 1 guy.
He's still a good player in Portland.
But he was also a
good.
superstar. I don't consider him just an all-star. He was a superstar.
And remember,
he should have got that shot instead of that other guy, but I feel his pain.
No.
The offense. If he didn't get the shot, he should have went on the court and agreed with it, but he didn't. So I understand his.
No.
Scotty, the season that Jordan was out the whole year, Scotty led the Bulls in every major statistical category: points, rebounds, assists.
Exactly my point.
Steals,
but they don't talk about that.
Blocks too.
They don't talk about that though.
Or at least minutes.
They don't talk about that.
And then he was 5th in MVP voting, I believe, that season.
They don't talk about that.
And they still went to the playoffs with a deep run. They still had like 50 something,
Exactly.
60 wins.
Who would be your 13th then, Jalen?
My 13 is.
You tell him to write it down, guys.
It's Kevin Garnett.
Wow.
Okay.
He turns around, it's on his screen.
Yeah.
He's a liar. Wow. Someone's prepared.
I don't want to cheat. I don't look.
Good move.
I mean,
I seen this one. I almost slapped him.
Kevin
What
Garnett.
was that? Kevin Garnett?
Kevin
Okay,
Garnett.
let me hear why.
It's a monster. And I
in
think
my
it's better than Tim
opinion,
Duncan.
One ring.
I think
1 ring to 4 rings.
right. Kevin Garnett, in comparison to Tim Duncan, I believe Kevin Garnett is a more talented player than Tim Duncan.
You see what happened in 15?
But Kevin Garnett has 1 ring.
Put him in San Antonio. What do you get out of him?
You would get at least the same.
At least the same.
Yeah, he probably
More
have more.
rings.
Okay, yeah. You think
Probably,
so?
he probably would have more.
You think so?
But we don't know.
We don't. But
I can only judge by what I do know.
Yeah, I feel that.
I
respect
there's-
you saying, yeah. I
There's
do.
some leeway for some hypothetical. There's some.
Yeah, because that's
leeway.
bias. That's like if you don't like. I mean, some people think that about Tim Duncan and would say that. Some people would say he benefited. Like Steven Jackson will go on air and say like Pop didn't really. I don't know what his thing was with Pop. Maybe they weren't the best friends or whatever. But he knows there were players that he maybe felt that were.
they were exactly the same.
He may have thought there were players that made it over him that shouldn't have made it over him. Steven Jackson was a really good player for the Spurs, and I mean it was a pretty good organization. But they were players that Pop did favor and didn't favor. Just how Doc Rivers is the same, but Doc Rivers is nowhere near the same type of coach. So, I feel your take on that. Anything else to say about Kevin Garnett?
Right. Kevin Garnett is one of the few MVP and Defensive Player of the Year winners same year. He led some absolutely terrible Minnesota teams for so long.
He did.
And we all know Minnesota as an organization is pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Like they got caught tampering with contracts to get who was it? Fucking Joe Smith.
Yeah.
And it's like they lost first round picks because of that. Mm-hmm. They ruined an opportunity for Kevin Garnett to ever have anything actually established. In fact, he carried those teams so far, so often, where his second best player is like.
As a big man at that.
Yeah, as a big man, where his second player is like. His second best player is old Sam Cassell
Or
Latrell Sprewell. Like, really?
What the fuck? Yeah. Good job, Kevin Garnett.
And later on in his career with the Big Three Celtics, he was the best player on the team. Mm-hmm. Like people wanted to talk about Paul Pierce, it's because Paul Pierce was there longer.
Exactly.
Kevin Garnett was the
best
primary
player.
Like he was the leader of the team.
Yeah.
Elite defender.
Yeah.
Even in his old age.
Yeah.
Weird offensive player, versatile offensive player. Kevin Garnett as a power forward has it all. Number 13 on my list.
What you got? What you got?
My 13. You know, it's definitely a difficult list when it comes to all time.
Mind you, Woody's list is probably going to be the most craziest out of all.
That's what they say.
Crazy too. You got fucking Tim Duncan.
My number 13 is Hakeem the Dream.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Okay.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
all right, that's not bad.
No one saw me, but I just did a move. This is Hakeem's move, I think. But if I say the wrong name, I don't
You
want
do
to.
the shake.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Not the
Yeah.
hook, man. Not the hook, man. You did the hook.
Yeah.
No,
Dream
that's
shake.
what I meant.
Dream shake.
That's not what happened. Yeah, Hakeem. Hey, you know they're gonna curse me on it. Like my list will probably be crazy. I don't really think my list is crazy. I think it's towards the end of it. I think even right now I can tell people that, like I said, mine is based off championships and how many you got and how you got him. And Hakeem,
Yeah, I didn't.
he
base
played
mine
in the
on that.
time of, you know, it wasn't easy to get rings around that time. I mean, my nigga was going hard though. He played against some tough teams, had some tough battles. 2 good rings. I think he deserves number 13 over Chauncey Billups with 1 and Dirk Nowitzki with 1. So that kind of tells people where my list may be going or what I value.
He does have 2.
He does have 2. So let's see what you got. Man. What?
Well,
Do you have something to say about
Is
that?
your 13 Hakeem?
No.
Okay. Well, before that, I just want to mention about Hakeem. is that Hakeem's just such an underrated player because people think about the 90s, think about, Jordan dominated the 90s, right?
But if he didn't got a ring during that time,
he got 2
But Jordan
rings.
did not play those 2 years.
But he capitalized.
The thing is, he didn't make it to the finals. He didn't make it to the finals until, like, the team wasn't constructed ideally.
Kenny the Jet, though, was out there. He was a hooper.
Kenny the Jet Smith is an NBA player. And I think
we'll never get picked up like this. We will never get picked up like this. I fucks with Kenny the Jet Smith.
Sure.
He's a basketball player.
Years that he went to the finals in that era, he won. And I feel like and this might be a hot take, but I have some folks who agree with me. I think he could have beaten Jordan's Bulls if they ever played in the finals. They just never matched up.
That would have been fun to watch, though.
Because Hakeem was the complete big man. So.
Yeah, I want to see Jordan really try to dominate. And what they went to Game 6 or Game 5 around that time? Or did they boost it up to Game 7?
7 in the finals. It was first round.
Imagine him trying to score every time in the paint with
Luke
the
Longley.
big man like that.
Luke Longley? No. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Okay.
My 13 is Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
Isaiah
Thomas makes his appearance.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be on my list.
Of course so.
But listen, I'm not a bias.
Right.
I'm not the biggest fan of Isaiah Thomas because of his hate against Jordan and his saltiness. Mind you, he got 2 rings, so it's like, and you beat Jordan, so how mad can you be?
They left him off the team for no reason.
It'd be alright.
You're mad because we had these guys behind me, and I wasn't in the force, so he was 5 what? How tall was Isaiah Thomas?
He was about, what, 6'1"?
6.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Isaiah Thomas, that you're. But
he was a baller.
But you were 6-something.
He was a baller. He was a great defensive player.
I fucks with Isaiah Thomas.
He played injured.
I fucks with Isaiah Thomas.
And he's a great friend of Matt Johnson. Matt Johnson's one of my favorite players of all time.
But
also, I'm not a huge fan of Isaiah Thomas because of his hate and hatred.
Niggas left us off. Niggas hate and left us off the team.
But he is a great player, and he definitely deserved to be on my list because of what he did do to one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
If not the greatest of all time.
They had to shake hands. And I respect what he said when he was like, we didn't shake hands. Like, we got off the court.
Hey.
That's smooth.
Hey.
I'm not holding that against him.
Back then, it was a different
I get it.
game.
That's what I believe that. Jordan. I'm not with the whole last dance thing. I'm not going to, eat out of Jordan's palm his hand.
But they gave Isaiah Thomas one.
I'm not going to eat what a documentary.
He has one.
I'm sure it's not. I mean, yeah, sure. I'm just saying, though, I'm not going to believe everything that was in the last dance that, Jordan said shit like, I don't trust her, I don't believe that, I don't want to, I believe what Isaiah Thomas said. Of course, it's going to be construed a certain way because it was Jordan's
It doesn't matter. You beat Jordan, you got your 2 rings.
And he's 13 on your list.
And he's number 13 on my list.
What you got, Jill?
Number 12 on my list, Isaiah Thomas.
Really? Oh, wow, all right.
Yeah, okay. I got Isaiah right here. In my opinion, Isaiah's the second best point guard of all time. And no spoiler. I mean, this isn't a spoiler. Magic Johnson is on the list. I don't like Magic personally, but he's on my list still. And right behind him is Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, he whooped up on. He was the reason why people say iron sharpens iron, and the fact that Jordan had to go through those rough bad boy Pistons teams led by Isaiah Thomas, it's not like an ensemble class. No, Isaiah Thomas was the best player on that team, and they had other good players, Dumars, LeBeer.
Mm-hmm.
But
people don't give a lot of credit to Dumars.
Yeah, but Isaiah Thomas was that guy, a complete 2-way basketball player,
and he could run your floor.
Yeah, he did it all. He did it all as a point guard, as a traditional point guard, and he's part of the reason why Jordan is as good as he is today. Well, he wanted being because he had to be tough. He had to be strong to go to Isaiah.
This is true, yeah.
So
he started hitting that gym.
Isaiah played
y'all
through
keep dropping y'all phones.
He's the second one.
But I have a case.
I set mine on the.
Yeah.
Let me do that.
That makes sense. I respect that opinion. When Isaiah Thomas comes up this much, there's never going to be so much debate on it, especially around this size of the list. Been top 10 to 15. It makes sense.
And got 2 of them things.
So what you got?
I respect that. We're talking 12. To me, my number 12 player of all time, Kawhi Leonard. 2 rings.
That's tough, man.
2 rings. One of them bitches good as fuck. I'ma come clean. And they added the Toronto, like, and this is whatever. He's throwing vibrator.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Another thing I'll say is that, like I said, they didn't add, yeah, whatever. They added them, the Toronto Raptors to 2K. It was a great-ass team. We're saying now the Raptors play good. We'll see where they go, but I believe, like two different teams, Finals MVP. The shot's crazy.
East and West.
The shot with the when he bounced there, that's a really good shot.
Squat low look.
The squat low and look shot.
I give it to him. That's his shot.
I'll give that to him.
I don't think that's a lucky shot because he's taking that short shot.
I don't think it's a last shot because he looked at it afterwards. That's all, Mo. And yeah, Kawhi Leonard, my number, what did I say that was? 12. My 12. Yeah, of all time. I got Kawhi.
My number 12, we talked about him earlier. Mr. Charles Barkley.
Wow. Okay.
Charles
Barkley.
Number 12.
Charles
Barkley. There's not really much to say that we didn't say already.
Yeah.
He's great at his. He was great at his position. I guess you could say defined small ball. Small ball. He was a small ball forward.
I guess
he never played with Steve Nash, right? That would have been freaking crazy. Of course not.
That would have been.
He played with Allen Iverson. They couldn't do much.
Oh yeah, for a couple of games. They wanted to come off the bench some more. Allen Iverson will come off the bench. Gator hoes wear rubbers. I'm sorry. I lost my cool for a minute.
What?
But
I'm sorry.
Yes, my number 12 is Charles Barkley. Even though he doesn't have any rings, he was also a great player. He put up great numbers.
Interesting.
So what you got at number 11, man?
Number 11, I have Shaquille O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something, Chuck. No.
Oh, man.
No. Shaq is one of the most physically dominant players of all time. Mm-hmm. He absolutely dominated physically in the 90s and into the early 2000s and managed to, still be a positive late into his career. Shaquille O'Neal has 4 rings.
4 of them things.
4 of them things. And he was integral piece to all of them. Shaq never got carried. Shaq averaged a nice 20 and 10 his last ring for the last year for a ring. He didn't average it against the Mavericks, but he didn't need to because Wade got 1,000 free throws. But that's besides the point.
That's besides the point, everybody.
Yeah. Shaquille O'Neal he was the best team on a finals team so early in his career.
Best team on the finals team?
They went to the finals.
Best team on the finals team.
The best team. The best player
on the finals team.
On the finals team. You know what I mean, you son of a bitch. Anyways,
I'm not gonna be the only one making any mistakes.
No, Shaq was just the biggest, baddest guy in the 90s.
He was.
And the 90s had some of the biggest, baddest guys of all time.
The mics come off the bench.
Granted, Olajuwon did them.
But also it was his second year in the NBA, and he also went to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, second year went to the finals. Him and Penny, and then he bounced to LA to play with.
I respect your number 12.
An old Magic.
I don't blame him. I salute you.
I blame him.
I respect.
Sure, Penny wanted to break him down, but and he got Kobe.
Had to leave, but he did dip out.
But Penny was the next Magic.
Win.
But
that's what they were saying.
Penny was the next Magic.
That's what they were saying.
But he literally just got hurt the next year.
Yeah.
Without his boy though. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and slide in.
But if he stays, does Penny still get hurt? I believe so. It's injury.
Yeah,
you think so? My thing is, I don't think you never understand what a strain the player's going on and makes him get injured. Carrying that team. If he was able to ever lob it down low if he was able to lob it down low, maybe he doesn't play 40 minutes a game. Maybe he plays 28 minutes a game.
Like Dwight Howard's career.
We don't know that. I'm saying we don't know if bro gets hurt next year.
I got a good career.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead.
Dwight was one of the greatest centers of the 2000s.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
the best center in the league.
Yeah.
You're on 11, right?
We're on 11.
Yeah, 11.
Okay. My 11. I'm literally gonna say it, and there's nothing else to talk about because we've already talked about it.
Oh.
My number 11 is Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
Those 2 rings mean more to me than Kawhi Leonard's rings. He had some motherfuckers ride for him, and I think a lot of niggas was mad at it. Isaiah Thomas, I fucks with him because when he hooped and did his thing, and you can't be mad at him because he had teammates that want to be his enforcers. Because you gonna fucking touch Isaiah, I'm gonna beat your ass.
I like that.
F you guys. So I fucks with the bad boy Pistons. Shout out Isaiah Thomas. He's my number 11 player of all time.
My number 11. Yeah. We talked about him. I'm gonna say it, but you're gonna keep going to number 10. Kevin Garnett, my number 11.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
What you got, GM, for your 10?
Okay.
We cracked the top 10 now, guys. About to get serious, hopefully.
You're
Numbers.
not gonna like my top 10. I can tell you that.
Here we go. Should we just keep it going with the swinging around?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah,
Okay,
man.
all right.
I'm sorry. This is an NFL news. It's nothing huge, but the Buccaneers have signed Josh Rosen.
That's not surprising.
Who else are they going to get? They just got like a running back or something
They got Leonard Fournette.
the other day.
Yep.
Yeah, they got
Leonard
Fournette.
Fournette.
They got
Is this
Shea.
like Golden State or some shit? Like, niggas love Tom Brady that much?
Well, I mean, listen.
This is
Do niggas
I
love?
don't think Tom Brady's gonna be do with so much,
Niggas is like,
but he has some great targets and great.
what's Odell Beckham Jr.'s contract?
he's not going.
I'm like, fuck me. Like, this is, everyone's going. Anyway.
But all right, number 10.
Numero 10. Bill Russell, the greatest winner of all time.
Okay.
Bill Russell is arguably not arguably, fact speaking, one of the greatest defenders of all time, one of the greatest rebounders of all time,
Okay.
and he's got the most rings. He don't need one hand. He needs more than two hands. He needs two hands and a finger. All right? Bill Russell led those championship Celtics. Granted, they were star-studded, but he was the top guy. Like, pulling down like 18, 20, 25, 30 boards a game, which is unheard of. He's the second best rebounder of all time. He's got the pedigree. He's a winner. Like, what more can I say? It's Bill Russell. I think he's a little low on my list, but there are some guys up there who are. Everyone else is that dude.
Yeah.
At least on my list.
I was born in 1997. That's all I would say. Shout out Bill Russell. I don't not fuck with you.
I don't not.
I don't not fuck with you. Can I go? I'm coming out clean.
Oh shit.
Who you got?
My number 10. I'm going at Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
My number 10, I'm talking about Dwayne Wade, 3 rings, the Heat, all of them. I respect that. I mean, he did what he did, retired there, tried to do other things. I think out of love for LeBron, really, but I mean, like Jalen said before, like that man is a beast on both ends of the floor. Like, as far as individual compliments go, that man has done a lot of things.
Yes.
As far as then getting your own chip and knowing how it felt and doing what you did with Shaq, and then letting your friend come through and be like, bro, it really can be your team, but I really don't give a fuck.
I wanna win.
You really can take whatever shots you want, my nigga.
It was just a bad era for him for trying to get MVP, which is tough.
Yeah, that I feel that it was
It's tough.
that. Yeah, that is true. But I said Dwayne Wade in my top 10. Number 10.
My top 10, I can tell a lot of people not gonna like this,
Oh, it's gonna be dumb as shit.
I'm
but
sure
it's
it's
gonna
not.
be Steph Curry.
That's not
That's
bad at
fine.
all. That's not
That's
bad
fine.
at all. No,
Okay,
yeah.
I thought there was gonna be a lot of scrutiny behind that.
I get no.
But Steph Curry, because not only did he get his rings,
Yeah.
but he did get it without Durant at one point,
Yeah.
and he's one of the greatest shooters to ever play this game.
One of. He is the.
What if that?
Unless
The
you
top-
unless you say Clay is better.
I don't better spot up shooter, but better at just off the dribble from anywhere.
Best shooter is Steph.
It's Steph
does
Curry.
that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
He definitely remodeled the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Changed the league.
He changed the
The fucking league.
like you got players coming in now, like Bobo, for example. You
They
got
can
a
shoot
guy
threes. Like, why
exactly
the fuck?
because
Pull-up.
Yeah,
exactly.
like, why the fuck do you put up from anywhere?
Not
Like,
only did he has 3 rings, but he also is part of the reason for being one of the best teams in the NBA.
Yeah,
with 73 wins.
They built the dynasty, right?
They took 9 losses in the whole NBA season. That's some 2K
fucking, yeah.
shit right there. You don't see that happen.
Let me see that in 2K, man. That's so hard to do.
And exactly, and he's what, a 2-time MVP, one of them unanimous. Come on,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
first ever.
That's
unanimous.
crazy.
The first damage.
I'll give you
Granted,
Granted,
LeBron should have been.
He should have, yeah.
But
But-
someone was
or
like,
me, like that's something I don't talk
But
about. I'm not
LeBron
gonna
got a lot of
freak it,
hate.
yeah.
Steph Curry didn't really get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
LeBron got a lot of hate because he couldn't win. Steph
I did
Curry,
win.
he wasn't winning, but he did end up winning.
Steph
and
Curry
he
won as
big.
soon as it was viable for him to win.
Exactly.
As soon as they got rid of Mark Jackson's dumbass.
Yeah.
What?
No bullshit though.
Who you got for number 9, Bill?
Number 9 is Larry Bird.
Boo.
Boo.
Who you got? Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Yeah.
What the
He definitely. Yeah.
Do you not have Larry on your list?
I was born in 1997.
Oh,
Oh
my
my God.
I was born in
Okay.
1997. This is my
Stop.
personal list.
No, don't incriminate yourself.
Talk. You do you.
Larry Bird.
Like now we're going right. I like we're going faster now. Just let me. I'm
Larry Bird's legend. Larry Bird's leader. Larry Bird is an elite scorer, rebounder, passer as a small forward. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson went tick for tack back in the 80s.
All the time.
They
How many
are
rings you got? Like 3 or some shit.
4?
4.
I believe 4.
I just don't care
Well,
about
let's
his.
look it up.
I don't care about his rings like that.
Why not? He was fighting Magic.
Yeah.
Like what? He was fighting the Pistons.
I'm really had to look it up. You know, I'm about to look it up and get more biased.
I told you we were going to do this like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, it's not even that. I looked at other people's list and I had to say, like I said, me as a kid born in 1997, I'm explaining everybody on my list. You know, out of the people with 4 rings, my players on my list that have 4, my player, he's not in my, no. Larry Bird is not on my list.
You have Clay on your
Spoiler alerts, Klay Thompson is not on my list. And Bill Russell also is not on my list.
Is Will on your list?
Who?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah.
I can't tell you all that.
All right.
Is Wilt Chamberlain on my list?
Don't tell me because I'll be so mad. He's got a look in his eye. I don't like that. Anyways, yeah, Larry Bird's.
Wilt Chamberlain is not on my list, everybody. Wilt Chamberlain is not on my list.
Larry Bird.
I'm going to ignore
3
that.
rings.
3 rings.
Kareem is, and so is Magic. Let's stop spoiling it. Let's keep it
Yeah,
going.
stop. You just stop. Anyways, no, this Larry Bird. It should be relatively self-explanatory why he's a top 10 player of all time. He is one of the GOATs. The second greatest small forward of all time.
I think he could be the best scorer of all time if he didn't have so many weapons on his team.
Right. He does have the benefit of being on some stacked Celtics teams. But at the same time, he was going against Magic, who was on some stacked Lakers teams.
Exactly. But also, if Larry Bird's not there, are the Celtics still that team?
That's a spider. Is it a spider?
No, that's it's neither actually. I don't know what that is.
Anyways.
That's different.
That makes sense. That's
Larry
a
Bird.
good 10 for you. That was
9.
that was 9. Okay, 9. Okay, all
But yeah,
right.
what you got with
Bum bum bum.
All right.
Justin Woody, I got my 9, and my 9 is Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
All right.
4 rings. 3 of them was is that a 3-peat in there?
Yeah.
Wow, that matters to me.
First one.
It does.
Well, the
3-peat. Then you go and get one with Dwayne Wade, who's also on my list.
That's great.
I don't really got nothing to say about that. Shaquille O'Neal.
All right. Well, my number 9 is
What is it?
Would you look at my hand, Shane? Look at my look at my hand, Charles.
Come on, Chuck.
Chuck, come on now.
Who's
All right.
rings?
You don't get to talk about championships,
You
all
don't
right?
have any.
You can talk about playoffs. You can talk about regular season wins, but you can't talk about
Or even
championships.
donuts.
You win.
Or even donuts. And them big women in Spurs. What is the big women in San Antonio? See, Chuck said, this is a big women in San Antonio.
Okay.
I love them women in San Antonio. All right, Charles.
All right. My number 9 is the one and only, the one who invented the crossover, Mr. The Answer.
The answer AI. I respect
My
that.
number 9.
I respect that.
He's
the answer
always
AI.
going to be on my list. He will forever be on my list.
I feel that. I respect that.
He remodeled the game. He brought that swagger. He brought
did
that
bring the swagger.
attitude.
He
First-
paved the way for niggas like LeBron to even think they could be comfortable enough to
He had
be themselves.
didn't know swagger was a
Mr.
stat.
MJ
I'll smack you.
switching
I didn't
directions.
I'll
Didn't know where to
jump
go. Didn't know what to do.
He
Mr. AI.
paved the way for people like LeBron to be able to be themselves. LeBron came with a tattoo named the Chosen.
AI was
He
a
had
bad
tattoos
defender.
before that.
We're not, listen, yeah,
Whoa.
bad defender, but listen,
And no rings.
steals. He caused turnovers.
Yeah.
If you're not playing
So
defense,
bad.
you can just
Yeah,
you can just
That's like calling James Harden a good defender because he had a couple blocks. Yeah,
James Harden is a good defender.
he's okay.
He's a great low post defender for a guard. He's actually very
okay.
good because he's so sturdy. No,
let's keep it.
yeah.
What is
no,
AI though?
Allen Iverson. He could score
So
on poor efficiency because he took a lot of shots and he played a lot of minutes, so he could take a lot of shots because he's on teams that generally, didn't have offensive talent.
They
And
needed
the
him.
one time that he did go on a team that had offensive talent, Denver, they were worse than when they
They
had
were
when they had
worse.
Chauncey.
They were worse.
When they had Chauncey, they were better.
That's why I ain't gonna lie.
Well,
Chauncey
listen.
is on my list.
AI.
Allen Iverson.
It's Allen Iverson, man. He's gonna be on
Chauncey's
my
going to
list.
listen in the first place.
Chauncey must have a ring. Big shot Billups.
But also, Allen Iverson.
have a ring.
Shout out
Allen
Chauncey
Iverson-
Billups. He that nigga.
Allen Iverson went up against Shaq and Kobe Bryant in the middle of their three-peat
Yeah, and lost.
and lost. But he had a
Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year.
man.
And he
Listen,
stepped over a nigga. And he stepped over a nigga.
Shaq and Kobe.
Okay, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Coach of the Year.
They tried.
And he was MVP.
They tried.
They-
I
they weren't-
respect your
no,
nine.
they weren't
I
a bad
respect
team.
your nine.
They
though.
were a
It's okay.
great
I
team.
respect it. I respect it.
They weren't a great offensive team.
They were a
weren't
great
able-
defensive team.
Yes.
Yeah.
But are you going to be able to stop a Kobe and a Shaq?
With the best defensive team in the league.
No, you're not.
I mean,
You supposed
You're
to
not.
be. You should
If
be
you-
able to do something.
Maybe
If you're the best
okay.
defensive
The
team,
Pistons did
stop
it.
one of them.
Yeah,
Stop
The
somebody.
Pistons did it.
Yeah, so punch them in the head.
Listen,
Not
I
that
don't care what you say.
Punch
Allen
them in the
Iverson
head.
is number 9. You know what's crazy? James Harden was actually going to be on my list, but I didn't want to put him up there at number 9. That was too
If you
high.
get out with like people to know that we weren't born
Harden's better than
in
they
the
are.
80s. I was born in 97.
I don't think that.
Could not comprehend
If
until
James Harden doesn't
2004
shoot that many free
possibly.
throws in the game, what do you get? How many
Listen.
points do you get out of him at the end of the day?
Tell them, man. I was born in 1997. My comprehension goes back to probably 2004.
They heard you the first time.
Okay.
Right. We didn't hear you the first time, but they heard
They definitely did.
you.
Or the 4.
Or maybe the
Third.
fifth.
I want to hear your number or whatever. 8. I think you're on now, 8, Jalen.
We're on 8. What you
Yeah.
got on number 8?
AI is wild. I got Magic Johnson, the best point guard of all time, the
I didn't
arch
put him
rival
on
of the Larry Bird.
Friend and rival of Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Magic Johnson was just the complete, was the original. Something that you see now in the modern NBA is that because of these larger players being such good ball handlers and also distributors, that Magic Johnson being such a tall, skilled player back in the 80s is insane. And the fact that he could see his angles that other players could not is also ridiculous.
It's very ridiculous. The passes he made.
The
I
showtime.
feel like he could have been a way better scorer, but he chose
Didn't,
to
yeah.
pass more.
Won a ring as
had
a
an
rookie.
shot, though.
Yeah.
You don't hear that.
You don't,
And
and
he
he's
took
8 on
over-
your list?
Yeah, he
Just
took
8 for that?
Yeah,
Wow.
he took over when he had
Wow.
when Kareem went down. He took over. You know, Magic Johnson is the prototypical, or the ideal distributor. You know, he passed. He was always looking for the
And
pass
he was
first.
also 6'8".
Yeah, 6'8".
You can't, and you can't what? You can't teach that.
Yeah,
Can't teach.
you cannot teach that. That's actually incredibly crucial to my list. Also,
You can't teach that.
he's 6'8". He
So is
can't-
Bobo on your list? Is Manu Bo on your list?
Manu Bol is not on my list because he's not that good.
He
Is
was
Bobo on your list?
Bobo is not on my list because he's not that good.
But isn't he 7 something?
I did
But
not.
you can't teach that. Is Kevin Durant on your list then?
No,
You
he's
can't
not.
teach.
Who's next on your list, Justin?
Number 8 on my list.
Yep.
Bum, 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 the greatest shooter of all time.
Steph? The chef?
Steph the Chef Curry.
Number
They can
8?
hear your feet.
Number 8 of all time. I'm sorry. Yeah, they need to. I'm sorry.
That's too high.
Sorry.
That is very
Number 8 of
simple.
all time, Stephen Curry.
That's
Steph the Chef with 3
Alright.
rings. Steph the Chef with
Talked
3
about
rings.
stuff.
Oh, you have anything you want to
Steph the Chef with 3 rings. I'm a cook myself. I've never seen a nigga
Okay,
cook that.
yeah.
I've never seen a nigga cook niggas.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the-
My number 8.
that badly. That nigga really is Chef Curry. Like, a lot of niggas have nicknames that don't make sense. As a chef, I will admit that Steph Curry's hands move like feet. That nigga's cooking niggas up constantly. And he has some of the most. That nigga made Chris Paul fumble on the fucking baseline. That was crucial.
Anybody would have felt.
Yeah.
You're right, exactly. A chef. Nobody can keep up with the chef. Chef Curry, my number 8 of all time.
That's
My
too
number
high.
8. We could keep it pushing after this. Is Shaq. Happen to have him. at number 8.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's starting to get some
Number
appearances
7.
again.
Who you got?
Number 7, I should have. It would have been better if I had number 8. Number 7, I have the late great Kobe Bean Bryant.
Okay. Alright.
Kobe is the second best shooting guard of all
I
time.
think that's kind of low. But you probably have better people up top.
In my opinion, Kobe is 95% Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's just Michael Jordan, just a little bit less.
Yeah.
5
just
rings,
a little
right?
bit less.
5
5 rings, one
Yeah.
more than Shaq, so he had to. he had to go will himself to get another ring. I feel like
He
I
got two by
respect it.
himself.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
helps that he was in Los Angeles.
It does help, but he saw
And-
Shaq get a ring, and he was like, you know what? And he said it.
Yeah, and they totally. I know in retrospect, the Grizzlies deal wasn't a fleecing, but it was a fleecing. Like Memphis, was that Memphis or was it Vancouver at the time?
Memphis.
They absolutely just like, hey, Lakers, you want to win some rings? Here, have our all-star power forward.
And we'll just take his brother.
We're not doing nothing with him.
We'll just take his
We'll
brother.
take his brother. He used to live here. He's cool with
Yeah.
it. No, Kobe, elite offensive player.
Wait, was it actually supposed to be? Yeah, Mark wasn't he supposed to play for the Lakers at the time?
Yeah, he got drafted by
Fucking
Lakers second
traded.
round. They got traded.
Do y'all think it would have had the same impact, or would it take longer, as it did?
I really don't know because Mark's
They
still
needed
hooping.
Powell was a perfect fit for the triangle offense. So,
Mark,
Yeah.
you think
Mark's-
Mark couldn't have learned it though?
but he
You
went
think Paul's is
Not
better
as quick.
all
They had
time?
Bynum.
Who you think is better, Mark or Paul Gasol?
Mark. No. Powell.
Powell's definitely-
Definitely.
Powell.
You think how much longer you think Mark has in his career?
He's done.
He's done.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Mark,
2 more years.
Yeah,
Two more years?
As
Mark
a
did
bench player.
Yeah.
Is it bench player? You
Yes,
think?
yes.
So he's not starting right now.
He is starting right
He's
now.
starting out for the Raptors.
Yes.
He's not playing good at all right
He's
now.
not
What
playing
if they
big
win a shit
minutes.
this year?
That doesn't change it.
Yeah, no. If Marc Gasol win the championship this year, he's in my eyes, he's winning. He's winning a ship.
But
with
how
way
much
less, with
involvement
way less,
does he have?
with way less.
How much
We'll see.
involvement
We'll
does
have,
he
to,
have?
we'll have to see, but he probably some type of
He
involvement.
played a huge role in the playoffs last year. I give him that.
And I think he's playing pretty good this year. Is he
I
playing
don't.
bad?
He's playing all right.
He's
All
played
right.
way. He played way better with Memphis.
We'll see. I think they're both good players. At the end of the day, they're better than Robert Lopez and other Lopez twins.
Brooke Lopez used to be really good with the Nets.
Yeah, Brook Lopez was a 20 and
He was. Yeah.
I'm
he
sorry,
was
guys.
the
He just
main
mentioned
guy.
the Nets and said they were good as if they ever meant anything. They're the Brooklyn Nets.
He was
Doesn't
good, though.
fucking matter.
Darren Williams was
For
nice
the Brooklyn
with them.
Nets.
They were good. The Nets
For
were
1 year.
fine.
And they made it to the playoffs that one time, right?
They made it a couple times
Man,
actually.
them niggas, everybody in that league broke their legs. Them niggas are old as hell. I don't remember them hooping long at all.
you're like 8.
The New
I was
Jersey
8.
Nets were actually
Your mother
pretty
was
good.
8.
We had the same mom.
Anyway, I'm gonna be honest. You just said your number. What that was?
Number
7.
7, Kobe Bean. No, wait, I wasn't finished talking about Kobe Bean.
I'm sorry. I just
No.
want. I'll throw it in. My number is also Kobe Bean Bryant.
Okay.
So that
okay.
we
Alright,
can
well,
share
Your number
this,
7
yeah.
also Kobe Bean. Bryant?
No, it was not. Actually, my number 7 was Mr. Kareem.
Okay.
Kareem
Kareem.
Yes, Mr. Kareem.
Jabbar.
That means
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kobe has to obviously be higher. What about
But
I mean,
let me get back-
before we finish talking, well, I mean, Kobe again. Rest in peace, Kobe, one of the greatest players
Right.
of all time.
Elite offensive player, elite defensive player.
Elite.
A first team defense.
I think he was a great playmaker. He was a great
He was.
playmaker.
When you have that many eyes on you, you have to be.
Well,
Mamba mentality.
not a great playmaker, but he could move the ball if it was needed.
Are you implying that D. Kobe Bryant passed the ball?
When it was needed, when he felt like I give you this.
Once he got
Game 7 against the Boston Celtics in 2010, he did not score very well at all. He was actually shooting terrible that game. But you know what he did? He went out and got a triple double
Okay.
in Game 7, and had what 10 rebounds and maybe
That's some winner
and
shit.
11 assists,
That's some winner shit.
and only 17 points I believe he had.
Okay.
Some winner shit.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, that's.
When he had to, like you said, when he had to, when it
He
matters,
did
in
what
the
he needed
playoffs
to
when
do
it matters.
when he needed to sacrifice himself and
Yeah.
not score and put everybody else in position.
Even though he tried to score a lot, he tried to keep
Yeah.
going though.
But the
this
Celtics
isn't
were a
working.
tough defensive team.
Right. I would
This is
say
work. I'm about to do it.
when Kobe had good teammates, he did pass them the
Yeah,
ball.
I mean,
He just had a stretch during his career where the Lakers as a
You gonna
team
pass to the
were
niggas he
bad.
played with? Are
No,
you-
no, you're right. You don't pass the ball to Smush Parker. You don't pass the
No.
ball to Kwame Brown.
He passed it to
they
me, though.
passed it to him for him to cut so they can pass it back.
Yeah, you're right. Well, let me
But also,
hear.
It was a triangle.
This makes sense. So let me hear why you have. I mean, you
From
are heard
Kareem?
Kareem, low key, honestly.
I mean, is
We haven't heard
there
Kareem yet.
really much to say about Kareem? I mean, he came in like Wilt was your dominant big man. He came in and kind of took over that. Wilt was in his down year, so he came in and took over that dominant big man like Bill Russell had, and then Wilt came along. Now Kareem came along, Wilt's going down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kareem with the Bucks, what they didn't get a ring.
Lou
Did
Alcindor.
they didn't get a ring. No,
No, they did not.
but.
That's why Giannis is the biggest player they've had.
But
since
he was a monster, and he did what he did. And mind you, he was very old and still dominated with the Lakers.
Right.
true.
That's huge.
is true.
I'll give you that one. Jalen, who you have for your number 6?
Number 6, I have the best power forward of all time,
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan. He's got
I'm
the
going to
ring.
the restroom with that. Right back.
Okay. Tim Duncan has the rings. He has the All-Star appearances. He has the first team All-NBAs. He has the first team All-Defenses. He has the winning records. Tim Duncan did not miss the playoffs a single time his entire career. Tim Duncan was a leader in the game for so many championship teams throughout decades. Three different decades he was on championship contender teams. That's not something that can be said for anyone else on my list, I believe. No, maybe one other person. But simply put, Tim Duncan has a complete game as a power forward, traditional power forward back in the day. He had the post game, he had the mid-range game. He was a great passer, elite rebounder, Defensive Player of the Year level talent. There is nothing that Tim Duncan could not do as a true four. And then as the league began to modernize and as he himself began to slow down, he transitioned to being a solid 5. In his later years in the league, he was still putting up good numbers for someone who was hitting 40. Like, there's nothing bad about Tim Duncan.
Listen, no, there's nothing bad about him.
Okay.
I wanted to see more offensively. Yes, defensive, they say defense wins the game. But when you can't stop a person from scoring, what do you do?
Who didn't Tim Duncan stop?
What?
Who didn't Tim Duncan stop?
Listen, I'm gonna put
Tim Duncan gave Bosch trouble when he was goddamn
Listen to me.
57.
Game 7. He in 2014 versus
Spurs.
the Spurs. He didn't put a single point up in the fourth quarter or overtime.
Okay.
A single point. He had 30 points. He was eating all game, and he didn't put a single point up in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, not overtime, but I'm sorry. Yeah. Game 6, when it was time for them to win the game.
He went when the shot happened.
They were killing them.
Yeah. Wasn't in the game. The shot happened.
They were
sorry, Bill. Shit.
They were killing them. He didn't put a single point up in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. What he said
when it was 39, 38.
Did he do it?
He didn't put up a single point in the fourth quarter,
okay.
And they lost that game.
Okay, he didn't when he was 38.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. What did Kobe do his rookie season? Nothing. He didn't play. Okay. What did Magic do when he came out from retirement?
Nothing.
Not much. Because he was old.
He wanted to go on his own terms.
He was 36 or something, right?
He went and played and lost on his own terms.
But like you said, he had 38 points.
Yeah.
He won't owe that. You're right. You
can't score.
You won't owe the whole first 30, but I guess it does. Call timeout for that old ass nigga.
Some points in the fourth quarter when it's time
for us to win
the championship.
Call timeout for that old ass nigga.
What is your implication?
Call timeout for that old ass nigga.
I wanted him to see him dominate on the offensive end. Yes, you can play great defense. Yes, you put up good numbers and
but when it matters, what are you going to do?
I want to see you score when it is time to score.
Okay,
and he didn't do it.
So at the end of his career, when he's 35, and they have...
I'm not hearing it. Kobe dropped 60.
Sure, Kobe dropped 60. Kobe's whole game was paramount to his scoring. Tim Duncan was a complete all-around player.
I need to see some offensive behind that.
He had 30.
Yes.
If you just said he had 38 points...
I want to see you score in the fourth quarter.
So
I respect you guys.
He has 38 points.
I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the Molly. I'm gonna be the Molly off of first take and get in here and say, all right, guys, enough on that one. My number 6 of all time.
What the fuck is
wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, go ahead.
My number 6 of all time.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. We need to fight. Pause. All right, we're back, guys. Got to fight, and I won. Beat the shit out of Mo because I still know all the YG fans. We should never touch me in the first place. My number 6, Scottie Pippen. Number 6, Ryan.
That's very
no.
That's
no. What
very
the fuck
high.
is wrong with you?
That is very high.
Scottie Pippen, number 6
very
of all time.
Very high.
No.
Yep.
No.
And Bird's not on your list.
Scottie Pippen, number 6 of all time.
Is Bird on your list?
Nope.
Is Magic
Scottie Pippen, 6 rings, hooping with my nigga Jordan, getting it in, because Jordan could not have done that without Pippen.
And neither has And Scotty's not
Scotty,
getting a ring
nigga,
without
number 6
Jordan.
to me. That nigga hard.
Right, he could.
Who knows? Yeah, a lot of things could have happened.
I
but
don't.
He
I
on
don't
my
see
numbers.
Scotty getting a ring
That
without-
nigga hard.
I see him
Is
as
he in your
another
top
Charles.
15?
I see Scott as another
He's
Charles.
not in your top
Barkley.
15. He was in your 15, wasn't he?
He was
Yeah,
on my
he was in-
Is he on yours?
14.
He
He
was
was
in yours,
14. He was 14
No.
for me.
He's not in yours.
I love Scotty.
I love Scotty. Beam me up, even.
Everybody at my
Beam me up
job.
if you have to.
No. At my job, people have Sky like in their like late 30s and stuff. I'm like, no, Sky is like
And you're 15.
no, Sky is like
6.
He's in my 15.
He has 6 rings.
Sky is just like late 20s. Like that's Sky.
How can you have Isaiah Thomas?
Listen,
How can you have
Jordan
Isaiah
and
Thomas?
Scotty had 6
How can you
rings.
have Isaiah Thomas and not have Scottie Pippen?
Because Isaiah Thomas was a top guy on a championship team.
Exactly.
While
And so was Scottie Pippen, a top guy on the championship
Top,
fucking
no,
team.
no.
number 2 guy.
D. There's a difference between D and A, right?
Isaiah Thomas couldn't have been the number 2.
Where you have Clay at?
I promise you, Isaiah Thomas
Where-
couldn't
where
have
you
deal
have
with
Clay?
Scottie Pippen.
Clay's on your
Clay's
list.
not on my list. Get off my ass.
But Sky's on your
Fuck
list.
me. Goodness, I know. Yes, Scotty is on my list.
Moving
Thomas
on.
is not.
Moving on.
Moving on, you fucks.
My number 6 is Larry Bird. There really nothing much to talk about.
Right.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
Number 4, who you got?
I have
Number 5, you
Number
mean?
five.
Number 5.
We're cracking number 5, guys.
Number 5. We are top
You're here.
5.
Olajuwon, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem the Dream
Hakeem
with 2 rings.
Hakeem the Dream with 2 rings. Elite defender is an understatement. He was a godly defender. Crazy steals.
He was a godly defender.
Yes.
With 2 rings.
Yes.
When LeBron, when the best scorer,
He got 2
when arguably one of the greatest players of all time wasn't in the league, and he got his 2 rings, and he's one of the greatest defenders of all
He
time.
never played him in the finals. They never made it. They had
It's
rough
not like they seen him
situation.
in the playoffs, so
They had a rough situation with team building.
I hope that's not
Uh,
a liar.
Ralph Sampson with his injuries was the second best player. A power forward being the second best player to your center. I understand that even in modern day, that's crazy. Even back in the day, that wasn't ideal. It wasn't until they got
that's
a
Hakeem.
competent shooting guard scorer that they got there to the finals.
sad.
And then when they got there, they won until the rest of the team was just too old and broken down. But Hakeem is the second best player in the 90s.
I'm not mad. I respect
Well,
it. I
yeah,
won't disagree.
Hakeem is the second best player for the 90s.
I won't disagree.
Obviously, we all know who the best player of the 90s is.
Me.
He's not on my list.
But-
I do agree with everything.
Hakeem's not on your list?
Let's keep it going.
No. Shut the fuck up, you. No. What do you... No. Hakeem
It's not on my
Hakeem
list.
is...
Some people don't care about certain things. Some people think that 3 rings is gonna mean more than 2 no matter what.
So
I
is
don't care about
Draymond
rings.
Green better than Hakeem?
I didn't say that.
What?
I didn't
Exactly.
say that.
No,
you
say it.
He's not in my he's not better than me because Hakeem is my 13. Draymond Green isn't in my top 40. Draymond Green isn't in my top 100.
All I'm
But is he
saying-
my top defensive players of all time?
Well, who do you have at number 5?
25.
Who do you have at number 5?
I think is it my turn?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
All right.
Who's
Well, at
your-
my number 5,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Magic Johnson.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Jalen, what was your 5?
It was Hakeem.
okay.
Okay.
This is why. All right, so I think now we're getting to the point where it's like we've heard some things. I'm gonna go with my 4th because it's been here, but for
No,
me,
wait,
I'm
it's
my
him.
4th
It's-
yet.
all right, we'll go 4 things. I think mine is.
Mine, y'all might not agree with.
I'm
Okay, let me-
scared because
All right, let me. Oh, I'm ready.
don't anything.
Culture.
Number 4.
Number 4 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Okay.
the all-time scoring leader.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Points make buckets.
Points make buckets.
Boards make boardman.
Boards. The board man gets paid.
Boardman
Mr.
gets
Goggles.
paid.
Mr. Goggles.
Mr. Goggles.
He invented tie. There's
Mr.
no
Rain.
reason. Without him, Digimon characters don't wear goggles. That was Kareem.
second greatest center of all time.
Orange Grant never wore goggles.
There's not a whole lot needed to say for a king.
All right,
Makes
Kareem.
sense.
Who you got number 4?
Timmy Duncan.
Okay, cool.
My number 4 was Timmy Duncan.
Yeah.
4 rings.
Okay.
Worked hard. Same team. I respect the
He's a beast.
loyalty.
I like Timmy.
I respect the loyalty. Number 4 for me is Tim Duncan.
My number 4, y'all are not going to agree with it, especially you, Jalen. Especially you. Are y'all ready?
Lacrosse
Drum roll,
Kobe
please.
Bryant.
Drum roll, please. No.
Derrick Rose.
It is Mr. Kevin Durant. Kevin
What was
Durant
that?
is my number
What?
4.
Number 4 of all time.
Of all time, Kevin Durant.
Does he play defense or something?
Better than Larry Bird.
Let's just look at him.
Yeah.
Let's not argue.
Yeah.
Let's let him hear what he has to say. Let's just look
why
at him.
have him higher than Larry Bird? Because he can score over anybody. He can get you
In
a
the
bucket.
regular season.
He can get you a bucket anytime.
In the regular season.
Anywhere. And he does what he needs to do.
In the regular season, yeah.
And recently, his
yeah,
defensive stats have went way up.
Who cares?
Defensive
Defensive
defense
right.
matters.
The defensive stats went up while he was playing for the Warriors.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, but because you know why? Because he was tired and carrying the load offensively because Westbrook really couldn't do much offensively, so he had to carry the load.
They beat him
Westbrook
up.
won MVP after Durant left, not because he
They
beat
beat him up
handle
and
an
he went
offensive
and
load.
played with the guys who beat him, and his defense got better.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
What do you agree with? How is he good? What's good about Kevin? What's so hard about Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant coming to the league was my favorite player.
Okay.
He was my favorite player, and
cares about
more
that?
and more. I like him getting rings, see him doing good. Yeah, he got all his rings with the best team in the league, but Kevin Durant is one of the all-time greats, and you can't stop that man from scoring offensively. And he has an MVP, and mind you, he has 3 rings.
Okay, that doesn't.
Does not
Who
do
cares?
it.
Nobody cares.
He has 3 rings. It's nothing you can do. He has 3 rings.
No, it doesn't.
And
Technically.
he showed out
It's
his
2
first
rings.
finals
It's
against
2
his
rings.
second finals against LeBron.
It's 2 rings.
There's 2 rings.
And he went off. I'm sorry,
2
2
rings.
rings. Excuse me, 2 rings. He has 2 rings, but he went
Damn.
off.
What else was he gonna do?
He went off.
Okay.
He went
off, man.
All right. Here it goes.
He
went
really,
off.
that's my thing. He checked LeBron. Or
Yeah.
LeBron dropped. How much LeBron dropped in that one
Yeah,
game where J.R.
LeBron
Smith ruined
was
it?
60?
Can you
Listen, hold on. How many points LeBron dropped
Dropped like 50.
55
in a game? And Kevin Durant is a bum.
Okay, here's the deal, right? Kevin Durant is one of the most effortless scorers of all time.
I'm sorry, Kevin Durant. I've been drinking beer.
Look up how many 50-point
You corny
games
though. You
Durant
corny
has.
as fuck, Kevin
Look
Durant.
at how many 60-point games Durant has.
With who?
Period.
Yeah, I feel that.
Durant never took over games. He
I
never-
wouldn't say that.
No, I will say that. He never took over games. He did not want to be like, oh,
It's up to me.
it's up to me. I'm going to take a shot.
Never has he ever.
That's
so
part
Skip
of the
Bayless
reason-
should probably be soaking him, but he doesn't. Skip Bayless be cockeyed.
That's one of the reasons why, people talked about, Russell couldn't, pass the ball. It's not that Durant didn't want to take shots.
Yeah.
Durant wants to just
He act like he does, but he doesn't.
Durant
really
wants
want
to take the shots that the coach tells him to take, or that goes with the flow of offense. He wants to just do his job, and that's it. He doesn't want to elevate the team. He doesn't want to put the team on his back. He doesn't want to do.
I give you
He's not a
that.
leader. He's not.
He's not a leader. I
and
give you that.
Even though people will say that
He a hot dog.
he was the best guy on the Warriors, the best player on the Warriors.
He a hot
no,
dog.
he was
He
not
was-
the best player in the Warriors.
He was the most complete player on the Warriors.
Yes.
That
but-
nigga a hot dog.
It was Steph's team offensively. It was Draymond's team defensively. Durant was just there to get his rings
And go home.
and then go.
Yeah.
I can't put Durant as a top 15 player, even though
LeBron wanted to get his rings and go.
sure, but then he went back and got the rings. If Durant went back to OKC and then carried some bad teams to the finals and actually won
But listen,
one,
he's
cool.
with the Nets.
Yeah, the
We'll
Nets.
see what he
as soon
does
as they
now.
got good.
Well, let's see what. Yeah.
As soon as they
Right.
got
Look at
good,
that bandwagon
Nets.
shit. It's in his veins.
Um,
I don't want to talk about this bullshit anymore.
Great
What I will
scorer.
say.
Okay, defender.
I got him a number
What I
4.
will say is we're in our top
That's
3, and
cool.
right now I think we should just go ahead and give them the top 3.
No, because one of y'all gonna say something stupid still.
I don't think so. I want to hear your top 3.
My top 3.
Let me hear
Right
top
now?
3 right now.
Right
Give it
now,
to
you
me.
wanna hear my top
top
3?
3? You
All
can go
right.
3, 2, 1.
At number 3, I have Mr. Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
At number 2, I have Michael Jordan.
Jordan,
And at number 1,
LBJ.
Mr. LeBron James, the king himself.
I respect that.
Okay,
Okay.
that's not crazy.
That's not crazy for me.
I'm hold on. I'm sorry. Let me get
You
my
said you
take
said
on this.
Magic, Jordan, then LeBron.
No, Kobe, MJ, and
Yeah.
LeBron. The reason I have Kobe behind MJ because obviously Kobe wanted to be Michael Jordan. He may say
Yeah.
now he not
Yeah.
wanted to be Michael
Yeah,
Jordan.
but he-
Everybody wanted to be
They
Michael
would-
Jordan.
and he
was
did
the
say,
closest to
and he did say there would have been no Kobe Bryant without a Michael Jordan because Michael
Exactly.
Jordan helped him show so many things in the game.
Exactly. So MJ is not really much to say about MJ, but I have LeBron because he's a complete player. He's a leader for his team. Every team he goes to, except that one year with LA. I'm a Lakers fan, by the way. We did not play.
He got
the way
hurt.
We wanted to play.
He got hurt.
He
First
did
time
get
in his
hurt,
career.
and
Like, what
also
the fuck?
in the first time in his career, he missed a lot of games, and
Yes,
also he
let's-
still averaged 27 points that year.
So good job, LeBron James.
He is my number 1. A lot of people
I
say
respect
LeBron is
that.
LeBron is number one. I'm sorry. He rebounds, he passes, and he
He
scores.
does it all. I want.
And he's not maybe your best defensive player because he gets a lot of
he
takes out the blocks.
chooses his spots.
But-
Some people choose their spots on offense.
But
Or
early
he
on in his
chooses
career, he
current.
was
he
a great.
he chooses what he wants to play on
he
defense.
chooses
now.
when he wants to play defense.
But he didn't.
Oh, all right. Well, and I'll come to you guys saying my last three. For me, my 3, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
My 2, Magic Johnson. My number 1, LeBron James.
Oh! You don't have Kobe Bryant on your list?
Yeah, I do. Kobe Bryant.
Oh, it was number 7, right?
Kobe
Yeah,
Bryant was my
seven.
number 7.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Woo.
You could. I would Michael change Magic with Michael,
Yeah, that's when it gets me.
but LeBron, Magic, Jordan.
I
my
don't.
one
Yeah,
and three.
listen. MJ's better than Magic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, MJ's better than Magic.
He's better
I
than
mean, I just feel like he did a lot of different cooler shit than me. I mean, like
Magic? Did
that man caught AIDS and like was hooping heavy. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Especially
You know what?
and then I said me. I did say it was like all rings and shit and what the rings mean, but like, and I fucks with Magic Johnson.
MJ beat Magic for his first ring.
Yeah, but I think Magic that nigga. Like, I fucks with Magic heavy. Like, I feel like when that guy came to Jordan and said, "Hey, let's not play in this game because of Rodney King riot," Magic was like, "I don't know about all that. That's going a little too far." And I feel like Jordan was really like, "No, Jordan. I don't really respect how he was on a lot of issues." And that's why I can't.
Listen,
that's why
Jordan
me personally.
was all
That's
about
why I can't put him above
winning.
Magic Johnson.
I understand
I
that, but
respect
you
that.
bought it-
But in the era, me personally, I'm not putting Jordan over Magic because of that statement of Republicans buy Jordans too. Like that
Listen,
shit. I don't fuck with that shit.
everybody has
That's
a
just
job.
me. I don't fuck with that shit.
When I go to work,
feel
I
you,
know
bro.
my job to do my job.
I don't
That
fuck
was
with that shit.
his
But
job. That was his career.
It was, but niggas was getting fucked up, and he didn't want to really.
I feel that, but I also feel where Jordan's coming from.
Yeah,
that man was trying to
Republicans buy
win.
shoes.
He wanted to be the greatest of all
Yeah.
of fucking time.
I didn't know that off-court stuff affected, the on-court stuff.
When it got that close, I just made that decision.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let me hear your top. Let's end it off with Jalen's top 3.
What you got, Jalen?
For number 3,
Number 3, I have Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
All right.
The greatest scorer of all time.
Yes, sir.
6 rings.
Uh-huh.
3 of them things.
Mhm.
That's 2 T-Pain albums. All right. 6 rings.
6 rings.
6 rings. I mean, roughly speaking, Jordan is fairly self-explanatory.
All right.
Number 2, I have LeBron James.
All right. Okay.
Complete player, 2-way, 9 finals straight.
That's unbelievable.
Incredible durability for his entire career.
Yeah.
yeah.
Carried awful teams like his first Cavs team to the finals
Yeah.
against the Spurs, or that the death season with Cleveland where everybody got hurt, still took them to the finals.
Still.
This last year with Cleveland where he took goddamn Rodney Hood to the finals. So it's just like LeBron James, career averages of like 27, 7, and 7.
It's ridiculous.
Absolute complete player, does it all. Like there's no holes in LeBron James.
I guess all you can
game
say is he
entirety.
doesn't have enough rings.
And then the rings, but also
He's still fucking hooping.
he went against the
They're in the
greatest.
playoffs right
He
now.
went
He
against a lot of
he went
great
against-
players in the finals.
He went against not only great teams, but arguably great coaches in the finals. Like I know, Jordan, a lot of people number 1, but like Jordan was on the best team in the league.
He was.
It's like that team was great, like full stop. LeBron went against teams that were great. LeBron was on teams that were okay or bad or good. I will say, LeBron did choke against Dallas Mavericks in 2011.
He did.
But outside of that, most of the times he won a ring, he shouldn't have won. When he beat Golden State,
He should have
should
won
not
that.
beat Golden State.
He should have not at all.
Like OKC, right? He won rightfully so.
Yeah.
When he went against the Spurs that first time,
He was not supposed to win.
there was no way he could have won that, and he did. Like he met expectations, but he occasionally surpassed them. Jordan always met expectations because
He did.
Jordan was the Warriors.
Yeah, I feel
LeBron had
you.
to play the Warriors.
I feel you.
That makes-
I like that. I like that.
He was the Warriors.
And then number 1, I have Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt's the greatest player of all time. Wilt is the 100-point game. Averaging
It's like 50 rebounds a game.
averaging 50 rebounds, 50 points. led the league in points for a season, rebounds for a season, or multiple seasons. Led the league in assists for a season because people said that he did not pass the ball.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, but when you're the greatest player ever, like, why would you pass the ball?
yeah,
And
why
you're,
would
you're
he?
the tallest guy on the court.
But then he did it.
Why would you pass
He did
the
it.
ball?
He just did it. He led the league in all major statistical categories at the time.
But the reason I don't have Wilt on my list is because I've actually, it was a later time, different time.
Oh, so
I also don't have Bill on my list because
Yeah,
it was complete.
exactly. I
It
was
was a
born.
complete different time of basketball. I mean, yeah, he was good. They were great.
That's why.
But-
That's why we had people like Stephen Curry on our list, and
Devin Durant.
I don't have Devin Durant. But I would also what I will end it with this is that we did a list of top 20, 15 to 20, and I did a 20. So I will give you guys right now my 20 to my 16, which was number 20, Carmelo Anthony.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Number
That's too
19,
high. I'm sorry.
number 19, Kevin Garnett. Number 18, Allen Iverson. Number 17, Ray Allen,
What the fuck?
which I will actually switch with Rajon Rondo.
What?
Whoa!
Rajon Rondo,
Whoa!
16.
What?
Rajon Rondo, 17.
Oh,
Ray Allen, 16.
Oh my.
Those are some good rings that happened in my lifetime. Stop blaming me for things I watched.
Do you have Rondo and Ray over Paul Pierce?
Fuck Paul Pierce. I'm sick of his mouth.
Oh my God.
Well, Paul Pierce is
Fuck Paul
is
Pierce.
a guaranteed bucket at the end of
Fuck
the fucking
Paul
game.
Pierce.
Rajon
Fuck
Rondo,
Paul Pierce.
Yes, he's the greatest passer.
He's better than Dwayne Wade. Fuck Paul Pierce. No, fuck Paul Pierce.
I wouldn't say he's better than Dwayne Wade. I'm sorry.
But he said it. Fuck Paul Pierce. Jalen, say what you had to say about Karl Malone. Say it.
Carmelo.
No, say what you said about Karl Malone, though.
I'm
You
sorry.
said fuck Karl Malone, right?
Fuck Carmelo.
Fuck Karl Malone. Fuck Paul Pierce.
There's a big difference between those two.
There it is. But I don't like Paul Pierce.
We gotta take it up later.
All right. Okay. Thanks for listening, folks. This has been an Untitled, as of now, basketball podcast. I am Jalen. That's Justin.
Yeah.
And this is Mo.
It was fun, man.
We were trying to make another one after these playoffs games tonight. So
You want to end this off with some predictions real quick?
I'm a Lakers fan. You know, I'm always go LA.
Well, let me give
We got
me
tonight.
1 sec. Let me pull up the NBA things. I'm gonna pull this
We're gonna go
up.
up tonight. The Bucks and Heat. What happened? Are they playing tonight?
We're looking. So tell me, you think that's gonna be overnight on a sweep?
I
or
don't
do you
think. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep tonight.
What
I
do
don't
you
think
think's
Giannis is
coming
gonna
on
go
then?
out on a sweep. If it does, it really hurts his legacy.
I got the Heat in 5. I got Giannis and them. I'm gonna try to pull up I'm gonna pull up the schedule real quick and
Listen,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
get
going
my
to say it's not possible to come back because obviously we've
I wouldn't
seen it in
say
the
come back.
finals.
I wouldn't
We've
say
seen
come
it this
back.
year against Denver.
Shout out Denver Nuggets. Shout out my nigga Jamal Murray. Shout out my nigga Gary Harris. Shout out Nikola Jokic. You know what I'm saying? My nigga be riding horses and
They
shit.
balled out. They did ball out. I give it to them.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, you play hard,
Yeah, you did play really hard
but
though.
you
But
played
goddamn.
against a better team.
Yeah, definitely. Rudy Gobert should never cough on them niggas. That nigga never be nobody top nothing. I don't care if you were in 30 rings. That nigga should never cough on them boys. Coughing on shit. Boy, you nasty. You nasty as hell, Rudy Gobert. My NBA app is not loading. It is finally loaded. Now I'm going to say Houston, LA series. I got LA in 6. Who you got, Mo? LA in what?
I feel like we're gonna go. This might go to Game 7. It's tough.
Okay.
If AD can play aggressive and play how he needs to play, if LeBron needs to stop trying to get everybody else involved and get himself involved in the
Makes
game,
sense.
we could win. And put those shooters in. Put JR, put waiters in. Get the niggas to get buckets.
I feel you start getting ready for this
points.
semifinals. For the conference
Houston
finals.
have some good defensive players, but they're small.
Yeah.
We need to play big.
We want to see AD stop making side layups
Yeah.
and start dunking on
We
everybody.
need to play big. It's possible we can win the series if we play
Big.
how they know how to
What do you
play
think,
all
Jalen?
season.
Houston is 6.
Houston is 6. Does not believe in AD. That's disrespectful. My phone's gonna
It's not
die
disrespectful.
soon.
He
My
needs
phone's
to
gonna
play
die
right.
soon, guys. I'm going to Miami. Like I said, Miami versus the Bucks. I got
Miami's
the
the better
Bucks. I got
team.
Miami in 5.
Yeah, they got the better player,
Who
but
you got?
Miami's the better team. Oh, I definitely got the Heat in 5.
You think they're not gonna get swept?
They're not gonna get swept. The Bucks not gonna get swept. Giannis
Jalen?
is too good of a player to get swept.
Heat in 5.
Heat in
because
5.
Mike Budenholzer is an idiot.
Okay, Toronto and Boston is finally tied up tonight, guys. My mother is a Boston fan. I'm not going to watch any games because I think I like to jinx it. So I'm going for Boston in 7.
I can see why you got Boston.
I would like them
but
to win.
Boston is young and they cannot.
I can't pick a
complete
different team over my
a
mother's
playoff
team.
series like they were supposed to knock out LeBron.
I respect it. That's really
a
why I
few
put
years
them
back. I'm going with
Right.
Toronto because they experienced
in what? Toronto in
in
6 or 7.
definitely in 7. It's going to Game 7.
Okay.
It's
Jalen?
going to Game 7.
Toronto and 7.
Toronto in 7. All right,
Toronto
the best
in
series we got to think. All right, now I don't care what anybody says, but the Clippers versus the Denver Nuggets. I got the Denver Nuggets in 6 or 7. I told everybody from the beginning we didn't want the first game. Fuck them. We will figure out what to do afterwards. Nuggets in 6.
I love you, Woody, but I'm sorry. I believe the Clippers might take this one.
That's cool. And what?
I don't think it's going to go Game 7. I can see it Game 6,
Clippers in 6,
Game
okay.
5.
Jalen?
Nuggets in 7.
Nuggets in
they
7.
have literally no one to check
Nikola
Nikola
Jokic.
Jokic.
I feel that.
And Kawhi Leonard's mid-range game can be game planned around.
Yep.
And when you take away his most effective shot, and
I
then
like
you have
that.
to deal with goddamn playoff.
There we
piss.
go. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
trash.
Well, hopefully we'll be
Okay,
coming to you
yes.
guys sooner than next Sunday, but if not, we'll definitely be back in then soon. Today is September the 6th, the Sunday, and it's been a nice podcast with me and the homies. Appreciate you guys for listening. We'll see you guys soon.
Ciao.
Ciao.